Hey guys, what's up? All right, so give me 1 minute. Make sure everybody's getting on here, and so forth and so on. Hope everybody had a good night. Did you know that it was 108 degrees yesterday here? Did y'all? I could have cooked a pizza outside. For real? It's unbelievable, right? When we were in the car yesterday, Anna, wasn't that awful? When we stepped out? It's just makes me sad. Anyway, okay. Put up my name. Doop. My name is Daryl Phillips, owner of Warpology Gaming, and what we do here is listening to talk. Today, we're going to discuss, I'm going to pick my name because you don't want to see my ugly name. By the way, this little inside here, that's not going to look like that forever, okay? There's a way I can do Adobe After Effects, and I can do what you all see on my videos on there, but it's a start. And by the way, I can still do the same thing. All right, check this out. So, a couple days ago, yesterday actually, I do believe. Actually, I think it was at the end of the previous day, at the end after the video was done streaming. I was asked a question by a person that is just now getting to know who I am. Just met this person, and she had a question about self-love. All right, and I didn't get to this question, and I need you guys to understand something real quick. If I can't get to a question, it doesn't mean I have to ignore you. I promise you I will get to the question. Remember, nobody wants to listen to a person talk for 6 hours. To be honest with you, that stream was a little long yesterday. It was worth it, but it was a little long. Yeah, not everybody's gonna. But then again, you know, these kind of things like this, you can watch later and you can pop in and out of the stuff, okay? And later on, I can take those downloaded videos and I can do timestamps if I discuss a certain thing that you just want to hear that, you don't have to watch the whole thing again. It's quite a nice little thing. But back to the subject, self-love. First of all, the entire focus of everything we do here is, hey, what's up, Denise? The entire focus of what we do here is self-love. Now, let's define that the way we're going to define it. I don't care the way other people define it. Some people think it's the definition of selfish. Yes, self-love can be selfish. But the type of self-love I want to try to bring to you guys, first, you cannot possibly help another human being or love another human being without loving yourself. You can't. I will give you an example from my own life. And trust me, I hate talking about this person because it's just... it was so bad. Okay? Not at first, of course. I would say, what's up, Anna, but then she can hear me from here. Anyway, what? It's true. Anna's a little like God. She's always watching. Dude, I have bipolar disorder, okay? I'm a bit off, all right? I don't know why the hell y'all here anyway. So check this out. Let's talk about Desiree Dimbo. Desiree Dimbo is the perfect example of what I don't want you guys to be in. Oh, I loved her. She's awesome. She was a guy's dream beyond imagination. Oh yeah. Smart, really smart. Absolutely magnificent lady, a fighter, like she wasn't gonna take shit, and not only loved sex, I know I said the dirty word, oops, but loved it a lot, and it was unbelievably kinky. Yeah, she was bisexual too. Guy's dream, right? You think I'd have everything. Alright. Look at that. I got me a woman that's magnificent in bed. Magnificent to look at. absolutely smart. No ditz, nothing like that. And I've been married to her ever since, right? That was the worst relationship I have ever been in my effing life. And let me tell you why. It wasn't her fault. And what I mean is, she committed her sins. My biggest freaking sin is ever getting with her in the first place. If I'm being honest with you. I think this happens a lot to people that are going through suffering. I think that one of the reasons why I decided to be with her is because she was the only person while my mother passed away. It had been less than a year since I had been kicked out of my place from Jennifer, my marriage. I was a very confused person. I never told Desiree this, and it's unfortunate. Like I said, you don't talk about your emotions on the streets. What a stupid philosophy. I mean, Desiree would have been understanding too. They said that's the worst part. I have nothing bad to say about Desiree when her personality, her problems are her problems. That's a whole nother subject. The idea of individuality and not relying on anyone to help you. People that don't know how to be with a person, they only know how to be with a person and get everything they want, and nothing changes. It's not a relationship. It's two people living in the same house. A true relationship is you working on it, and it is sometimes it's fighting, and sometimes you have to learn how to deal with it, that kind of thing. Case of Desiree. When I first met her, Dwan Jackson can tell you the very day that I met Desiree, because he was there. And my mother was dying in a hospital. No, I didn't know that at the time. And I was young, 23? And I was lonely, very lonely. I'd been married for 3 years. I was a husband. I tried to be a leader. That's how I met Dwan. I went from that to being homeless to nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Tried to deny my faith. All of these, speaking of ingredients, all these bad ingredients for this absolutely terrible recipe that were going on in my life at the time. I'd been fighting with my mother, and I try to tell you guys, life is fleeting. And I talked to my mother. My mother would say, "Run, run." There's a woman like that and doesn't need a man. They need a psychiatrist. Because they think that people like that want relationships they call love, they love themselves in the selfish kind of manner. It's about themselves. They don't want to change anything. One person, right? Man, woman. Sorry, I'm a Christian. I don't do that other thing. Man and woman. I'm not going to go into it. I won't go into that. Sorry. I'm not going to get in that conversation. But two people, man, woman, love each other, right? They meet. They hit it off. They go and start doing untoward things towards each other's bodies. And then they call that love. That happens every single day. Good job, guys. You define love dead wrong. I don't know why my man doesn't love me anymore. Do you put out? That's why it started. How should he interpret it? Do you put out, dude? That's the way it started. How? If you started out with that, of course she went out and messed around with some other dude. Of course, because you didn't care. That's what it was about. True love is like, some of these young people, they're like, how did my grandparents get married and be with each other for 75 years? I can't be with somebody for that long. Then you don't love anyone. You don't understand love then. Love doesn't decrease. Love increases. The moment you meet the person you love. I just talked about yesterday with Adam Broughton, and he's got kids, and kids graduated. I wish I wouldn't. I never want to say that again, please. They graduated, guys. Sorry. But my parents, till my mom died, 26 years. How did they do that? How does it happen? Why is the divorce rate at over 50% in this country? And there was a time that nobody got divorced. Let's see, what time would that? Oh, that would be before the 1970s. See, I know little facts about this. Why is that happening? What happened in the 1970s that was so different? Or 1960s, really? Oh, the 60s. Y'all know, I mean, even if you weren't part of the 60s, y'all understand what the 60s was. You don't know what the 60s was? Peace, love, dope. It changed everything. And then the hippies, they defined love as in let's go have sex with multiple partners and everything else. I'm sorry to get, if you're a Christian, I'm just going to tell you this. You need to know your enemy. This is your enemy. This is your enemy of marriage. There's a reason why I gotta feel this life is not gonna be for atheists at all today. Sorry. I was asked a question. I'm gonna answer the question for that person because that person is a Christian. And personally speaking, you can go watch, I don't know, Game of Thrones or something. They have a lot of porn on there. Point is, when you start to have those sorts of philosophies, it ruins the definition. So now young people think they just cannot fathom how their grandparents were married up for all this time. Well, how does it happen? Yes, that happened at the same time. Well, that's Margaret Sanger. Anyway, evil woman. Check this out. And it brings up a good point. But that's Margaret Sanger. That's actually a separate subject, but it is related in some ways. That's actually a more evil subject, to be honest with you. Abortion and stuff. Okay. We're talking about specifically self-love. How do you love yourself first? Because if you don't love yourself first, stop saying I love you to other people. That's the first solution. Because you don't. That was my problem with Desiree. It wasn't I didn't love Desiree. I effing loathed myself. Loathed myself. I couldn't stand the piece of crap that I saw in the mirror. I was such a failure. What a failure. Can't even keep a marriage for 3 years. My mom and dad, 26 years. My grandparents, 75 years. What a failure. What an embarrassment. That's what my mind frame was when I met Desiree. No idea how to love myself. No idea. And I wouldn't discover it until I met Sophia. Until I started, I want y'all to think about something. Check this out. When I first started this, can you imagine, y'all see me on this and you go, oh, well, you have no problem getting on camera. It was such an almost nauseating experience to have to look inside my ugly self. It was so nauseating to look in the mirror and see a failure at every single thing he ever did. Or someone who just quit stuff. Crazy guy, bipolar disorder, you know? I saw this thing that was less than a human, let alone equal with anyone that I knew. Which, by the way, they left me quickly. I lost friends so quickly it wasn't even funny. My downward spiral was very slow at first. And then got faster and faster. And I didn't know how to stop it. Because I didn't care about myself. And eventually I just wanted to die. So how did I change it? Because let me make sure this very clear to you. I love myself more than anything you could ever imagine now. That's why I'm able to help you guys. That's why I can have Anna do what she does. Or Denise do what she does. How did that happen? How did I go from that to that? Well, yesterday I started talking about the ingredients. But that's just carrying, those are weapons. Those are ingredients. You're baking a cake. Because you're going to need them for this next part. If you don't have these ingredients, when you start doing the steps, you'll never accomplish it. And I mean that. You will never accomplish any of it. So let's say your goal is, I want to be a good husband. Or I want to be a good wife. Well, in my case, how do I do that? Now, it's easier for younger people that have not had much experience because they don't have much of a past. So cleaning your house, for example, step one, is easy for them. Some of them, literally, that's the only thing they have to do is literally clean your house. If they get the first apartment. Not for people like me. Not for people like Anna. Or Denise. It's not quite that simple, man. So how does Anna find a husband? Good luck in a prayer. Work. And it starts with cleaning your house. Starts with going into your past. All right. And Anna's been married before. I have been married before. Denise is not. And these are three people that I'm on here. That's why I'm using them. Denise has never been married, but you know what? She's also never been living with a man. She has zero idea how to be in a relationship with a man at all. Like in the intertwinings of well, my soap goes here. The tiny little things that you never realize that you will get annoyed over if you don't love that person. My shirts go here. I hate that painting. I know some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't like your dog. I don't like your cat. But I've had my dog. This is a childhood dog. They my childhood. How many times you guys see that? When they decide they want to live together, or when they're going to get married, you have to get rid of the dog. Don't you tell me what to do. This marriage is over before it ever even started. There's got to be compromise, guys. You got to compromise. You can't just. It's not two people living together. That's what me and Desiree were. We were two people living together. And neither one of us cleaned our house ever. We never went into each other and tried to fix the situation. It doesn't mean you can't be in a relationship when you do this, by the way. But you better have, you're supposed to be in this together. And when you clean your house, the next part is you have to fill your house with good things. Again, in my journey, I'm literally telling you, like, this is what happened. I'd say the first 3 years or 4 years, me meeting Sophia, the biggest thing she had to work on with 5 years. I'm not even giving 5 years. First 2 years was drunkenness. Every day, 1.75 bottle, a liter bottle of vodka every day. 2 years straight. Then I came to Texas. Sophia gave me an ultimatum. She says, Daryl, if you don't make an attempt to do something, because she saw stuff in me, this thing. I wasn't even making an attempt at that point. I'm not coming there. I'm going to be honest with you, my mind frame, I was like, well, bye. That was the first thought. That's where my mind frame was. So sick. But I made the correct decision. I thought about it. I had to stop myself. Barely. I had to stop myself and tell myself, Daryl, you're doing the same thing again. Someone is actually there for you. The very thing you begged for, and you cried over, and you begged for, you got. And you're going to literally drink it to pieces. You begged for someone to help you. You got it. Then I almost ruined it. You gotta fix yourself. You gotta love yourself. I couldn't even deal with myself. Couldn't even deal with my mirrors. I had to have vodka. How many of you ladies would have dated me back then? Nobody. Not a one of you. And rightfully so. At the same time as I was doing that, I started listening to Sophia more. And she never was negative to me. She was critical. And I was so sensitive back then, I couldn't even take constructive criticism. Everything that was criticizing me was, you hate me. Y'all know people like that. You might be like that. They don't hate you. To change, you have to change the structure. My foundation sucked because I didn't want God at all. She was trying to get me to, her tactic was brilliant, by the way. I always give Sophia a round of applause for this one because it was so slick. You know, I should be mad at her for this. So mean. Really. So mean to do that to somebody. I'm so proud of her. You know how Sophia got me to get a good foundation? Check this out, y'all. I was one of those type of people back then that if you tried to give me advice, it's like, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. Why should I listen to you? Kind of crap, right? No, you had to. I didn't want to hear anything you had to say. Well, Sophia had great advice about all sorts of things. What she was trying to do is she would try to slowly slip things to get me to have the Bible as my foundation, right? Because she knew where my foundation was, really. I didn't want to go home. You ever see a horse with a carrot? That's what she was doing. And so she would purposely ask me Bible questions. And I have this thing about me, and I can't help it. It's kind of my fault. When you ask me a question, I have to answer it, even when I was stupid and drunk. And even when I was stupid and drunk, I knew more about the Bible than you do. So Amanda and Sophia would slip this crap in me, and it's like, and then of course if y'all know anything about drugs and alcohol, the buzzkill, absolute buzzkill. She did it on purpose, dude. Absolute freaking run my drunk sometimes. That woman, I couldn't even have a pity party. Shame on her. So proud. Because I did the same thing to you guys. I would do the same thing, exact same thing. I would be mean as fuck about it too. Pardon my French. But she did that to me, okay? So we started slowly having Bible studies and stuff like that. And by the way, Sophia and Amanda were both baptized. So anyway, so I guess I had to be a good boy. Try to be a good boy. That's what I told myself. Very reluctantly. I assure you, this was not an easy task for Sophia. Okay? Sophia's not my woman. But she is my mother. Like, I was a disobedient child. She knew I was being a disobedient child, and she was using my own tactics against me. It's kind of impressive, to be honest with you. Shameful. Can't even have a pity party. Why can't you have no pity party, man? I mean, why not? So she started filling my house with good things, and so I would ask her questions just about what she thought about this and this. And of course, she had to be very careful how she answered them because I was so sensitive back then. I'm telling you right now, I was not like this guy. I was so sensitive, you can tell me nothing. So, years go by, and I'm drinking less and less, and I'm starting to be able to talk about my problems without alcohol. Oh, I had to have alcohol first, yeah. That was not happening. And some of the more painful stories. But then there were these times like during the holidays. Holidays will always be difficult for me for the rest of my life, no matter what I do. One second. Because I've had some pretty awful things happen during the holidays. And this is how I release it now. I don't drink. And I'm not ashamed of this. You have to know yourself. And the truth is, no matter how many times I have to paint it, I have bipolar disorder and PTSD. And I have to say that to myself. And I have to look in the mirror and say that to myself. Which means that I have problems. That's part of self-love. It's not just telling yourself I love you all the time. It's not just telling yourself good things all the time. It's telling you the truth. The truth is, I'm never going to be a normal person. There are things about my past that are so painful that even though I can talk about it, that yeah, you will see me tear up and you will see me get emotional. And if you don't like it, go watch cats climb a building. That's not what this channel's about. I told you guys I would always be honest with you, and I'm being honest with you right now. And my deal is, that's right, Anna. Yeah. But you're right too, Denise. Unconditional love. No. Now hold on. Denise, let me correct you. No. Let me be mistaken. Denise is not correct on that. Love most certainly has conditions, or there wouldn't be a hell. Love has conditions. That's why there's divorce. Love has conditions. I might love you, but I love you enough to teach you a lesson. I might love you, but I love you enough if you kill somebody. I might love you, but I also am probably not inviting you over for dinner because you're dangerous. Love has conditions. That's what I had to realize also back then, that I was acting crazy. And how would I expect my family to act? Welcoming? Or kind of watchful? Well, watchful. So, yeah, love has conditions. I have the right to tell you if I love you, and if you love me, I have the right to tell you I have bipolar disorder and PTSD, and it bothers me when you drink. Please do not drink around me. That's a condition. If you cannot follow by that condition, I cannot be with you. That's a condition, and I might even still love you. I'm sorry to tell you, it has conditions. And for Christians, if you understand it like this, God didn't write the New Testament because he wanted to win a book award. He wants to be loved a certain way. He tells you how he wants to be loved, and those who cannot abide, well, God's trying to nicely tell you you don't love him. You'll get to love somebody the way you want to. I have the right to state things that I expect out of you. If that was that I no-nos, things that I like. I mean, think about how we meet. Okay. So you meet a person and get to know them. You get to know the small things first, the frivolous things. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite song? You definitely don't love them at that point, but you're getting to know them. Then as things go by, maybe I love music in a different way than you do, or you love music in a different way than I do. So now we have a problem. What station do we listen to in the car? Who's the selfish one now? Who's going to be the selfish one? It's neither. It's a combination. One day the guy's going to have to go, one day the girl's going to have to go, It's called sacrifice. And that's just music. Just a little simple thing like a song. Me personally, I'll just write it for you, and we'll write a combination together. That's right. That was a show off. That was a whatever, dude. Well, nobody doesn't love me. It's fun. Do you understand? That's what it is. That's the simplest explanation. Now, let's go into something more detail now. Well, I've heard so many fights about this. You want kids? Now I want kids. Boy, that has caused some fights. And to be honest with you, that's one of those ones that you may end up breaking up with that person. Because you cannot get married to a person in... Let me put it this way. Yes, you can. You can get married and eventually... But you're going to have a lot of fights. Marriage has nothing to do with any of that stuff. But you're going to have a lot of fights. And question, why would a Christian marry an atheist? Especially if you're planning to have children. What church you're going to? Well, he doesn't believe in God, so he doesn't even want you to go to church. So now you have a problem with. Now you just messed up the whole family thing of raising your children, and I'm glad you're happy though. That's not self-love. That's selfish love. And that's, I want what I want, and I don't care the consequences of it. That's what that is. In my view. Is it wrong? Of course not. But don't be surprised if your kids end up messed up. And that even goes into smaller stuff with, and by the way, I'm sorry, atheists. I was asked by a Christian woman about self-love. Not being an atheist woman. Maybe if an atheist woman asked me that question, I guess I wouldn't talk about God. She's a Christian woman, and she literally is a Christian woman, which means she believes in the Bible. So sorry, and same for you. Do you understand? In fact, Paul gives some advice that nobody's going to take. Probably, I know nobody's going to take. Paul says that it would be better if you didn't get married if you state as I am, which means single and no punani. Okay. Yeah. Somebody came home, and yeah, these guys, how you doing? That was bad timing. You are home effing early as hell. Oh my, y'all, this is what happens to me, right? So, like, I'm a good man, and I live with animals. I'm gonna be honest with you. One of them is one of them's 5,000 miles away. And actually, would you like to? I guess I can't really turn my camera around. Someone give me my Miko. Y'all want to see a picture of Denise? By the way, she's right there on my wall, and Sophia is right there. You know. Absolutely sadness. Okay, so anyway, back to what I was saying. It's okay, she can go by. Did she? Hold up. Dude, I just got flicked off. Y'all. See, this is what happens, man. You know, like, woman asked me a question about self-love, and I'm so self-hate. Unbelievable. Hi, my name's Sophia. I'm chubby pants motherfucker. I'm gonna get my ass kicked after this live, you know that, right? Yeah, this may be the last live I ever do. By the way, I'll probably be on the news tonight. Like, you know, like, woman murders man. It's okay. You're not gonna be on camera. Go by, please. I'm like, literally, your keys and everything are making noise. Wiener face. Look, what happened to like decency? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got these tiny little women around me that just so sad. I tried so hard. Anyway, so what I'm saying is, the steps when you're working and stuff, you got to work this together, and the only way it works is you have to do it for yourself first. Self-love. Not self-love as in, people get this so confused, right? Daryl, you have to love other people. You're talking about selfishness. Am I? Then why does the Bible say, save yourself so that you may save those around you? What does that mean then? God only wants you to save yourself. Oh my God. Either that's a contradiction or somebody's misinterpreting something there. That literally says that. Save yourself so that you may save other people around you. Because you're only responsible for yourself. As much as your heart might hurt for somebody that's hurting, as much as your heart might hurt from the one you love, and you want the relationship to work so bad, only you can make yourself better. You can only be my mom told me this once. Daryl, you can't force the other person to do what's right. Okay. When I first got married to Jennifer, Jennifer was raised, I can't remember what faith she had been raised in. Anyway, Jennifer had got a job, had been working at this job at a racetrack gas station, and she knew the Bible stance on alcohol, and I had stopped drinking and stuff, and I got married to her. But really early on in it, there was a spiritual contention. Jennifer wanted to quit her job. And I'm like, Jennifer, you can't quit your job. I wasn't working. I'm like, Jennifer, what's going on? What? She goes, I'll find another one. I said, I'm not the point. Why would you want to quit your job? Because they sell alcohol. I'm like, that's not a sin. I said, Jennifer, that's not, you're way over interpreting that. Anyway, so we got arguments about this. Called my mom up, and she sided with Jennifer. And I go, she goes, no. She goes, Daryl, you're right, actually. But that's, you need to read more basically what my mom said. Like, you're right, technically. But let me give you an even worse example. You can understand the alcohol thing. So, you're a man. Again, I'm talking to Christians clearly because Christian has a subject. I am here for everyone. And again, I apologize to atheists that don't want to hear anything about what I'm going to say. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm trying to answer a question. So, yes, Denise, the Miko on the wall is your picture. Okay, so check it out. All right. So you're a man and a woman, and you meet this, okay, again, I'm going to have to apologize again because I'm about to offend a whole group of people. I don't hate you. I'm a Christian, okay? So you meet a Jewish couple, and they get converted to Christianity. Now, if you know anything about the Jewish religion, they do not believe in eating pork, pig. Christians do. So the first thing you do, you invite them over to your house and you have ham, bacon, and mashed potatoes. Is that what you do? Because they can now? They'll never come over to your house again. Because you've now officially rubbed your Christianity in their faces. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. They may, for the rest of their life, feel guilty about eating pig because they've been raised like that. My mom told me that if it is a sin to Jennifer, then it's a sin. If she has a guilty conscience about selling alcohol to people, she is literally offending her conscience, purposely offending her conscience. In other words, as she gets wiser in the Bible, she realizes it's not a sin. But she's not there yet. And I go, oh, then I understand. See, even though I was right, I was also wrong. That's a serious spiritual contention in a relationship. It can happen. It's not a means for divorce. You work through it. But the only way you're going to have that kind of confidence, and I really didn't have as much of a low self-esteem when I first married Jennifer. I was a lot more confident until Dwan ended up being converted. But it starts with yourself. You have to, like, I knew the Bible. I knew how to ask my mother, and just you know yourself. Now, I've been through so many things. I know when you're going to trigger me. I know when to stay away from a conversation. I know that Anna asked me a funny question earlier. She goes, what do you mean by stop? I said, exactly what I just said to you. Stop. Do not go any further. Not another word. Because you're about to cross something you don't want to see. I know myself. I know if you go further, we're about to get in a fight. And I can try to pretend it's not true. I can try to pretend, okay, we can continue on the conversation. But I know myself, and I know that every single time it happens, 100% of the time it ends up in a fight. I know myself. I didn't used to, and that's why I used to get in problems. Especially with relationships with people. Friends, women. Because they didn't know when to stop when I was joking. Like, for example, and I didn't know when to stop when I was joking. Wasn't this them? Now, I'm a jokester off camera, sometimes on camera. Sometimes people walk into my lives and come home early and don't even say hi. And So sad. But seriously, you gotta know yourself. And the only way you know yourself, especially from my perspective, like from Anna's perspective, from having an unbelievably low self-esteem, these things aren't easy for us. Relationships are not easy for us. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Denise, that's great. Blood pressure and depression and all of that other stuff means so very little to me. It's just when you're a person like me, we don't really think about that, nor do we care. There are other miseries that go on in our head that are so much worse than that. You don't understand. That's like candy. That's why I hate when people want to talk about, well, Daryl, you drink too much Dr. Pepper. I used to drink a lot of vodka. Which would you rather me drink? I mean, stop criticizing that kind of thing. You know, can I have my Dr. Pepper, please? I do need to stop smoking. And see, these are other things. Like when you're doing these things, you're not supposed to be doing this for other people either. That's the other part. It doesn't work. I don't care how much you love your mama and your daddy and your granddaddy and your grandmama. I don't care how much you love your kids. They will eventually die. And then who will you love? You have to love yourself first. It has to be for you, or you end up in a situation like I did. Because not everybody has these perfect little families either. You can do it for those reasons, but that cannot be why you do it. In other words, you can go. Well, I do it because to make my mom proud and her example proud. The truth is, my mom is dead. She's happy. She doesn't have to be in pain and suffer anymore. I'm the one still here. I don't like it when people go, well, I do it for this reason or this reason. It can be a motivation, sure. But then how many stories have you heard where that person loving that person, and then they die, and then they get devastated, and they end up killing themselves? How many stories have you heard where a wife or a husband, the husband, and this is actually a fact, they've been married for all these years, so they loved each other all their life, okay? All these years, and the husband dies or the wife dies, and literally 6 months later, the other one dies. And people go, well, that's a connection of the soul. Or it could be because they loved each other so much that they never did a single thing for themselves ever. Like my grandmother's still alive. Did she not love my grandfather? I know she loved my grandfather. But she also knows that wasn't her life. My grandfather wasn't. God is her life, in this case. Like, right? God is her life. In my grandmother's case. So in other words, in the case of, like, God, okay, right? You're supposed to be doing things for God, okay? And you do these things for God. So that if a human being, or a dog, or a cat, whatever it is you're close to, goes the way of the dodo, you're not going to be so devastated by it. How many times have you seen careers ruined because their mentor died? Because they lose their stuff. You can do things for multiple reasons, right? Loving yourself isn't a selfish act. You're being an example to people. That's what the Bible's talking about. It's not talking about selfishly doing things and not thinking about the people. It's saying, be an example. when my videos are released, one of the things I say at, I do believe one of the last 2 steps, I talk about that bit. Be an example. Don't just talk the talk. Be an example. The reason why people are, okay, y'all can, by all means, I've got Anna right there, I've got Denise right there. By all means, go ahead and debate me on this one. It's not just, if I was just speaking to you, and I was just this great motivational speaker, but had no plan, no way for you to do it. It just made you feel good. Because that's one of the reasons why I don't like motivational speakers, isn't because I don't like their words. It's because they never give a plan. One of the reasons why I love Dave Ramsey is because he's a motivational speaker, but he gives a damned plan. He tells you how to do it, not just to do it. I have a problem with motivational speakers, not because I don't think because you'll leave the room. You will leave the room without having an idea of how to get there. Well, when me and Dwan planned this business, I wanted to give you a plan on how to get there. Loving yourself is a central thing here. You can't do any. I cannot do this without loving myself first, y'all. That I'm showing you how to love other people. I'm showing you how to help maybe your significant other, maybe your child. I don't deal with children necessarily. My cousin does. She does the mental illness side. But as far as regular people, just folks in general, that has to be questions. The reason why I can answer your questions is because I can literally show you how I did do that, or a similar example of how to do that, and you can tweak it and use it for your own life. Loving yourself is vital to self-esteem. When you hate yourself, you don't want to do anything. You're not going to have ambition. You're not going to talk about your issues with other people, venting. Without self-love, you're not going to take that advice, because you're going to think, you're going to be like Eeyore. Doesn't matter anyway. No, someone will give you advice, and you're just going to ignore it. You're not going to want to be alone with no distractions, because guess what, buddy? When you're alone, all you can think about is yourself and your misery, about how much you hate yourself. Without self-love, you are never going to know you have anyone. You are always going to think you're alone, because you're never going to think you're good enough for your friends, your family, or your wife, your husband, your kids, your granddaddy. No matter how many times someone will tell you, I love you, you will never believe it. I know. Do you understand? The deal with people is they want people's approval. People's approval can be important, but not above your own. Once you clean your house and you're filling your house with great things, at this point in the steps, guys, you're beginning to believe in yourself. You're starting to see it might be just a little bit of thing, which goes into the third step. That's doing something inside your box. If you're good at singing, sing. you're good at construction, do construction. But get good at it. And then become an expert. Don't just get good. I don't create good. I don't help good. I help great. Dwan's not going to be good. He's going to be great. Anna's not going to be good. She's going to be great because I'm going to make it so. And she's going to make it so. And I will not stop until it happens. It's never going to be good enough for that reason. And you're going to... I never thought I could do this. Some of you have never met me in your life, and maybe some of you never will. Had you told me that this would be my life, I might have assaulted you. I'll be honest with you. Because I thought you were crazy and about to kill me. I'm gonna run a business? This right here? Aha! I have to look at that? No. No damn way. No damn. I was great at trumpet. Right. Great at trumpet. I could be in front of one person and play my trumpet. And I could even, ironically, because I could position myself in such a way as to make it feel like I'm not isolated. I always had to sit beside somebody when I did it too. But when I was in pep band, I was playing for the basketball. I was playing pep band, and I was badass at it. I always had to have somebody beside me on this side and this side, so I never felt like I was isolated by myself. Always. I did a Class A piece for solo ensemble. Anybody who was on my anybody who's going to see this that was friends with me with high school will remember this. I had been the song that I did was unimaginably difficult. And it just going high. The amount of high C's in that song was insanity. I loved it. And I hit it every time. Okay. So I played it on the Friday before the contest. Perfect. Hit everything perfect. Just my Mr. Kopetsky, he was also a trouble player, said, there is no way in hell you're not getting a first on this. If you play like that tomorrow, there's no way. It was beautiful, awesome, badass. Anyway, competition next day. I had worn out my chops. Did a little too much practice. So as I came in there confident, I came in there Mr. Billy Badass. I knew what I was about to do. And when I had that instrument in my hand, I was the man. Be not mistaken. It was the only time when I was younger that I was like this. Ever. But I overwore my chops. So I get there and start practicing. Couldn't hit that high C. And then the nervousness started coming. And I knew I was in deep shit. It got worse, and I did everything. You have to, y'all gonna think this is silly, but it's like, I actually have a trumpet in there. I'll show you guys what I did, but it's an exercise you do with the mouthpiece where you have to loosen them up, and my chops are tight. Never couldn't hit it. Time to go to the contest. Gotta get in there and gotta get in front of the judges. Couldn't hit the C. I mean, I was so sick to my stomach. I was forgetful on everything. Keep in mind, this is all before I got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So I was sick to my stomach, nervous, and you have to drain the spit out of the trumpet. I was forgetting to do simple crap that you do. I knew of since I was in elementary school. Just, I wasn't there. I was nervous. Anyway, well, I knew I'd bombed it. So I'm just waiting for my 3. I knew that's what I got. I was just thinking, nope. So I get up there. And Mr. Kopetsky comes out. And he's like, so where'd you get it? I said, why even bother checking? You know what I got. He goes, you sure about that, Daryl? I said, okay. What the fuck does that mean? Go up there and there was a first. I go, what? Now, it's a Class A piece, which means I didn't get to go to state with it. Yeah, it has to be a star beside it. I'm like, what the hell just happened? That didn't make sense. And Mr. Kopetsky says, well, you had a friend as one of your judges. I said, what? He goes, that judge that you did that in front of was my best friend. And he said, don't you remember he was in the band room on Friday? I said, what? And I go, oh my God. He sure as hell would. That judge would happen to be in the band room and hear me play like that. So that was the only time I was ever like this. Everything else? Because I'll tell you something else. I did a singing one once. I went to state in it. We didn't take that shit seriously at all. I'm not a nameplate, me and Stephanie. We didn't practice that song until about a month before the contest. We didn't ever even came together and practice it. But I was talented enough in music, it didn't matter. We went to state with that song. Never practiced. Crazy. Ms. Holtz told us, I'm telling you guys for a reason. This is not a tangent. I'm just trying to show you something. Ms. Holtz told us, because we did it again like on the Friday before, we were supposed to do it before the choir. Ms. Holtz told us it was awful. So, it was awful. Because it was a love song. And I didn't love Stephanie. She didn't love me. Speaking of love. There was our friend. And Stephanie had a little bit of attraction, but it never worked between us. I could never be her boyfriend, dude. She liked bad boys and shit. I wasn't a bad boy. But she was my best friend. One of my best friends. And anyway, so the idea of the song is you're supposed to sell it to them. The singing is different than the trumpet. So I'm supposed to look at her in the eyes, all loving and stuff, and she's supposed to look at me all loving and stuff. It's like, ew. No, it wasn't like that. It just, sorry. It's gonna feel it. Anyway, Ms. Holtz told us, if you perform that song, I'll do it in the morning time before we go. If you perform that song in the morning like that, I'm taking you out. Like, that's awful. I'm not putting that up there. So I'm gonna be embarrassed. So we just go and hit it out of the park. Hit it out of the fucking park. But we got some unfortunate luck when we went to state. Literally, you can't get worse luck than this. First of all, there was another person in my class, another girl, Jamie and Dane. They were literally doing the same damn song for one thing. We did it 1,000 times better, by the way. But they did get enough to go to state. They did well enough to go to state, but we were better than them. But then there was somebody from another school literally doing the same exact song. It was 3 in a row. And the people that went ahead of us were so good, we almost went to the bathroom and puked. And that room was so packed, full of people, waiting to do their stuff. And keep in mind that the trumpet one, I could have done it in front of a couple people. But I never did a trumpet solo. I had never did a trumpet solo in my life. And I sure as hell wasn't doing no damn solo for singing. I was only doing this as a favor to Stephanie, keep in mind. This wasn't even something I wanted to do. I love my trumpet. Anyway, we got so nervous. Oh my God, we were so stiff at the beginning of that song. Because one, the room was packed, and the previous one did the same exact song and sounded like freaking Beyonce, and I mean, it's awful luck. You always want to go first. You never want to go second or third. Because going second and third in anything, you got to feel like you're going to be pressured, especially if they knock it out of the park. In this case, they did. And we got, a second? We didn't get a third or anything, but we got a second at state. We finally straightened up. It was like, I think it was halfway through the first verse or something like that. We finally straightened up. That's who I was when I was a kid. But only on that. But you can tell that couldn't do anything by myself. Even things that I was really good at, couldn't do them by myself. Couldn't do this. Broadcasting where people from other countries can see this. No. Yet I'm considering writing music again. Sounds like I'm pretty confident to myself. How did that happen? You have to know who you are. You have to know your limits. You have to know you have to love yourself. You have to know everything about yourself. And yes, when you have a low self-esteem, it sucks. It sucks because you don't want to. You see something that other people do not see. Everybody gives you all these stupid little compliments. Oh, you're doing so good. Oh, you're so good. You want to just smack the shit out of them. And you know what? It's because you don't believe it. So tell me something, ladies and guys. How does a marriage work like that? I want to answer that question. Denise? How does a marriage work when you have a low self-esteem? Don't you think that's a big priority? It's not correct. How you gonna love your husband if you have a low self-esteem? Or if you have a low self-esteem for you husbands? Then you wonder why. Maybe you with a woman who has a little bit has self-confidence and loves you and sees you right, but you don't see for yourself right. How long do you think she's gonna stay? How long do you think he's gonna stay? When every day, all he does is just do nothing but lift up your spirits, and you believe in nothing he says. It gets old. Love has conditions. And you better make sure you figure it out before marriage. You're kind of stuck then. Because getting a divorce from a person because they have a psych issue is wrong, in my opinion. I find that very offensive. Which is why I'm like I am now. Because there's a lot of women out there that would never put up with stuff I do. And I'm okay with that. You're never going to drive my Mercedes either. I don't care. I have stopped caring about that stuff a long time ago. It takes a strong woman to put up with me. And I know that. I would be the first one to tell you that. Am I a bad or evil person? No. But I understand women a little bit better than you think I do. I wonder what would it be like. Honey, can you stop doing your videos and come watch Netflix with me? I stop my live video and then you hear the next report. Man goes to jail for... No. Man. And I like my space. Take a special person to deal with me. I'm not violent or anything. It's like, but women sometimes can be very selfish, and men can be very selfish when it comes to their love. Men want attention when they want attention. Women want attention when they want attention. I do not believe I can run this business properly with the way it is now with a woman like that. Because you're not going to build me up. You're going to get in my business. Gonna have to excommunicate you from the Daryl Phillips Church, please. Because I'm not gonna hurt somebody. No, I won't hurt somebody. You deserve somebody that will take care of you and love you and pay attention to you and pet your head and do all that stuff. And I want to help people. And it's good. It would take away from very serious times that some women want. So I'm friends with people. Unfortunately, this effing world teaches that men rub dirt in it. So that's why you see a lot of women that I talk to. I don't have a harem, and no, I'm not a Buddhist or whatever the hell. I do not have a harem, okay? Women care about stuff like this more than guys do, unfortunately. So I wish more guys were like Gone Dwan. I'm gonna let you guys go. If that didn't answer the question about self-love, then my advice is go to Barnes & Noble and go read a book. Because read your Bible. It's in there. I couldn't do what I do now without it. I had to learn. I isolated myself for years because had I not done that, I would not be the guy you're looking at. I had to leave. I still had my Facebook account and stuff, and I would see pages and stuff, but I needed to think. I needed to be by myself. So I was, with the exception of one person. I trusted one person on this planet, and that was Sophia. Because she also wants to be by herself. So it kind of works. Sophia loves me and is proud of me because she's seen stuff you will never see. Thank the Lord. I have done stuff to myself to fix this problem I had that I would never ask you to do. But I had to almost do a scientific study of my actions. It's craziness. Like y'all know I would induce blackouts so that I could film it. And I wanted to see the moment I went in and the moment I came out. What does my physical body do? So if you filmed, I did a whole scientific thing on me. I'm asking you guys to do that. All I ask you to do is believe in yourself. Start to look at your actions and believe in yourself. I'm not asking you to do any of that stuff. I did torturous things to myself to fix this because I was done. I didn't want to be. Denise, I think I just explained that to you. The way Sophia acts, it kind of worked out pretty fucking well. That's why I never got bothered by other women. Being a wife and being a husband is a whole giantly different live video that I'm not going to get into today. I'm really not. It is not the same. How about we do this? Live with a man first. Figure that out first. Then we can discuss that on live video someday in the future. There are other subjects to talk about. I swear to God, I will discuss that. But you've got studying to do. I should say it that way. If you've never been a person to have people over at your home, you've never been all that stuff, do all that stuff, you have a long ways to go. Doesn't mean you can't have what you want. It just means it takes a long time to get a passport. That'll be when you're ready. You ain't now. I'm not going to hurt somebody. I know my business is more important to me than a relationship with somebody. I know that. And I can't help it. Again, not my friends. I mean, my friends, but we're all helping each other. But I understand what the Bible says too. I'm not going to be that dude. I'm not going to be that dude that ain't never home. I chose my life now. Those days where I could have had children and all of that stuff and this, it's over. For now anyway. I'm 45, I'm not 20. I spent my life, I burned it like a cigarette. Oh, one second. Here. I'm getting off. I'll be out there a second. Out front, those have been. Why is there monkeys in the house any fucking way? No. Yeah, see, here's the deal about Sophie. Right now, she's doing some sort of nasty shit behind my back right now. Behind that curtain, because she thinks she can. Alright. I just got socks on me. Dude. What? What'd she do? Dude! What a wiener face. What'd she do? Oh. What the hell? Okay. I'm gonna let you guys go. Because I've got, this is why, right here. Children and women. Not gonna happen. Alright. Unless you, here's my stipulation for this, for my personal self. And this is rare. This is like rare. It's almost freaking impossible for me. You gonna help me with this? There'll be different type of relationship. Ain't gonna be the one you want. That white picket fence shit? No. I ain't into any of that shit. I'm never gonna be into that shit. What if I get a call right now and say, Daryl, we need you to speak in New York. You coming with me? You plan on spending half the year in hotels? I know somebody would love that right now. That's why she's about the only one that's gonna get a chance. How many women, especially since we're talking about women my age, how many women gonna deal with a husband who don't have kids, don't want kids? No, everything else is good about me. I'm a good man. I try to take care of people. I'm a good Christian man. I'm trying to be anyway. You guys gonna live like that? I know you see this face, you think, oh, he's so cute. Enjoy my pictures. You're not gonna be happy with that, and I will not do that to you. Because I am I'm not stopping this. Because you need to watch some Netflix and cuddles with me. Tell that to the homeless guy or the homeless woman that doesn't have any food that I chose to cuddle with the person I love instead of help them, I don't know, maybe not die. I'll let you explain that. Self-love. I love myself enough to tell you that I care about you, not my personal life. So I don't have a personal life. It's not my Facebook page anymore. It's not my Instagram page. It's not anymore. I don't have a single social media account that I can say this personal. I have one phone. It's personal. Everything else is about business for me. That's all I care about. I don't sell Nike shoes. I sell hope and information. And there are people right now, if you don't know anything about homeless people, Dwan will tell you. There's someone right now that's in a library right now that's homeless, that's waiting to go make their money tonight. Take that where you want to. Because it's so hot outside. They're sitting in a library, smelling up to high heaven, because they can't go anywhere else. So they're making money. All right. And they're allowed to be on a computer over there in the library. And that 30 minutes of their day is the only time they get to leave their world. If it sounds like I'm coming from experiences, because I am. It's all Dwan used to do. So tell me what should be important to me. By all means, make comments. I want to hear the comments about how I should go and have a happy life. Anything? Yeah. See, from my perspective, that kind of prevents a little problem for me, because it kind of makes me feel guilty. I don't feel guilty. I didn't do it. I didn't make them homeless. But I have enough knowledge to help them. Are you as a woman, or you as a husband, you willing to travel with your wife or your husband? I know a lot of successful women in the same situation. They want a man. The man wants the woman to be home. You willing to put up with a woman like that? You better be careful. Think about what you're doing before you do it. You're going to break someone's heart. Because you're being selfish now. Because you want a woman so bad that you're willing to keep her to yourself, even though she wants a career. It goes both ways. And so that's why when someone tells me, I believe in the one. I don't. Anyone can be the one if you work on it. But there are certain stipulations that can be prevented from happening. Right? And my bipolar disorder, my PTSD is a big one. I'm not easy to get along with sometimes. I have my moods. Now with my problems, my physical ailments, and started to become like Dwan, to be honest. No, I'm not that bad. I can just go get surgery and get it fixed, which I will. But the point is, right now I need help with stuff. We're not going to be climbing rocks. No trail walks no more. This is it for me. Because it has to be. Had I been a better person, done better things, fixed my life a long time, or not done the things that happened a long time ago, then maybe I could have had that life. That life died a long time ago. Along with me. That person died. And I went into a transition period. And then I met Sophia. Then I really went into a transition period. So, I'm like that animal, you know. It's just a beautiful animal. An animal will kill you if you try to touch it. I'm a good person, but it takes a different kind of person to deal with me. My friends understand that. I've known Dwan for 25 years. I've known Sophia going on fucking 18 years. No, it is 18 years now. I've known Sophia 18 years. That's right, it's July now. That was the second time I met her. I won't go there. Yeah, 18 years. It's right. Huh? That's crazy. 18 years old, for you. Known her. And basically, I was skin and bones. I smelled like liquor all the time. Overweight. Oh, crazy, right? Now, there I was fat. I weighed, 235 pounds in that picture? It was awful. I was fat. Fat. I was a chub. All because of vodka. The doctor told me, Daryl, your problem is you're fat. And you drank too much. I'm like, yep. And you're wasting my time because the liquor store's closing. That's how much I listen to that. Shameful. But that's what he told me. And because I ended up with borderline diabetes because of that. Denise sent me a video, I don't know, I guess 3, 4, 5 months ago. There's a YouTuber that talks about bipolar like I do. But this YouTuber had a unique perspective from a Christian perspective. And the question is, and you can take this question 2 ways. It's hurtful or educational. I take it as both because it is hurtful. No matter how you slice it, it's hurtful when a person tells me, I can't be with you. I can't be your friend because I can't do this because I was born with something I can't help. That's fair, right? No. We get scared, especially when I find out I'm not on meds. People just are unbelievably, they just are so shocked that I'm not on meds. How could you not be on meds? I'm freaking smarter and I'm more beautiful than you are. I don't know. Whatever. I figured it out. I figured out how to do it without your stupid philosophies. Because I'm too hard-headed to listen to you. And I wanted to do it my way, and I did it my way. Simple as that. Thank God I'm smart, otherwise I'd have failed at that. But seriously, I spent lots of time trying to fix myself. And now that's why I do what I do now. But when I met Sophia, I was a skin and bones and vodka. I'm not even sure if I was, weight-wise, would I have been more vodka than skin and bones? I'm not sure. I just know I didn't want to be in this world. And I had to fix it through self-love. I had to clean my house. I had to fill my house. I had to do stuff that I was good at. And then when I got bored, and trust me, I got bored, I started this business. I went so far outside of my box, it wasn't really that funny, and I continued. And like everything, every time you see something new up there, just understand, that's the 4th step. Every time you see it again, that's the 4th step. Because I've never done this before. None of it. If you see me play a trumpet, I've done that before. If you see me play a keyboard, I've done that before. This I've not done before. Sick to my stomach for a time. Duan could tell you. It was funny as hell the first time I got on. Ironic, I was doing the same video I'm going to be putting up in a little bit. The wanted video. Took me 2 hours to get the nerve to get on that camera. 2 hours. I kept having him come over there. Does this look good? Does this look good? And then he'd say, yeah, that looks good. And I recorded like a couple things, like my name and stuff. What does this sound like? 2 hours, dude. Just to record my fucking name. Because I was nervous. I didn't want to do it. Now I just get on here and live, talk about, reveal my problems, reveal my whole life to you guys. Only to be told that I can't meet you at a coffee shop because you're off your meds. Even though you don't have the testicular fortitude to do what I'm doing right now. And I'm the crazy one. It happens so much now. It's like when I look at you like, do you understand the amount of testicular fortitude it does just to get on here. Nope. I know. I'm crazy. Look at the crazy guy. You know what? One day I'm going to do a live. I'm just going to make faces in there. That's what people think sometimes. There's a lot of people out there that think that's exactly what it is. Oh, be careful, Daryl. There's a lot of parents that would not approve of their daughter marrying me. Because I have bipolar disorder. I would get denied because of that. Like a credit card. I was about to say something really bad. Whenever parents act like that, act that way, it makes me just so badly want to go, well, that's okay, but I already got the product anyway. Well, don't act like, don't be so prejudiced against me. I'm kidding. I would never do that. Loudly. Y'all know it's true. Y'all know that was funny too, okay? Don't even act like, don't be all like that, okay? That was funny. Well, you want me to marry your daughter, and we're in love, and we're gonna have babies. I've already been practicing. So, anyway. What? My mom told me practice makes perfect. I can't. So anyway, but no, but being serious, that's. I mean, I'm laughing. See, y'all look at this as a joke, like that right there. I'm laughing about it, but do you think that's funny? See, I can love myself all I want to, but there are other things I deal with that. No matter how much I love myself, I can't force another person to love me. It's just a fact. So we're dealing with relationships and love, and this stuff. It's difficult for people like me. Anna's been in bad relationships. She's told me stuff. It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. Not everybody gets that person. But in the end, you're left with yourself. So if you don't love yourself, what do you have? Nothing. That's why it's not a good thing for you to love other people more than you love yourself. Because in the end, as the older you get, you start losing people. They start dying. My mother and my sister are gone. I'll never get them back again. I love my mother. But I know she's happy. See, when you add the truth to that, everything gets all better. I know my mother's happy. Why would I want her back? Why would I want her back on this world and suffering? Why would I want my mother? That's a selfish act. My mother's happy. Waiting to go where she's gonna go. To go to heaven. Why would I ever want to take my mother away from that? Every day, I want my mom back. Yeah, I wish my mom was here. Man, I need to get some of my mom's recipes for cooking. Hey God, can you do me a favor? Can you I just need some recipes. No? Okay. My mom always told me that if you don't ask, you don't know. Whatever. But check this out. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? I lost my mother and sister. Like, I've had death around me. I almost died. God never see me ever. Maybe some of you go, oh, thank God for that. Well, none of y'all would have heard this had I died in a hospital. I'll never forget that day. That day's coming up soon too. That anniversary's coming up in a couple weeks. 11 years. Crawling across the floor. Couldn't stand up. Passed out every time. Had I passed out even, or almost passed out, had I actually passed out on that floor, trying to get that damn phone, I'd be dead at any point. And I told you guys a few times, Sophia saved my life. Here's one. I remember her saying something during this time. She's like, this is how hard-headed I used to be. And I am still. And I don't care. You're not going to take choices away from me. I should have known something was wrong with me before that happened. I was stupid. Every time I get out of the chair, I pass out instantly. Every single time. Every time I get up, pass out. Pass out. Pass out. I had been diagnosed with H. pylori in 2012, something like that. And I know I've had an ulcer since I was in 5th grade. But I've always dealt with it. I know how you just don't eat spicy foods. So it didn't bother me. Well, if you look at that picture when I got out of jail, I remember all the compliments I got. Oh, you look so skinny, you look so nice. Yep, I look so skinny and I look so nice because I was suffering bleeding inside. Thanks for the compliments. My stomach, the whole stomach was filling with blood and I never knew it. That's why I look like that. I was skinny because nothing was digesting ever. Because I wasn't eating. Wasn't hungry. My stomach was all still full of blood. And so by the time that happened, I had a whole stomach was filled with blood. Whole damn thing. That picture I have shown a few people, it was awful. That fast forwarded things quite a bit. And death will do that. Though all those stories you hear about, well, my life flashed before my eyes, yeah, they're true, all of them. Every single thing that I ever did flash before my eyes when I was over that toilet. It wouldn't stop coming, and I couldn't get it to stop coming out of my mouth. Now, it was no longer throwing up, of course. It was just coming out of my mouth. A lot of things went over my head. Oh my God, you can't even imagine. I thought that was it. And guess what? It almost was. Come to find out, I had a hole in my stomach. It was over a carotid artery inside my stomach. Thank God I caught it when it did, because I had to hit that artery, and then I would have been dead. They clamped it shut. Had to get it stopped. And I did, I got violence. I was in the hospital bed because they had to put me to sleep because they had to do the whatever down your throat to fix it. And after they put me to sleep, when I was waking up out of it, they had to call Sophia at work because I wouldn't let them touch me. I don't remember this either. I must have blacked out or something. And I was coming out of surgery. And they said I almost hit the doctor in the face. I mean, it's not a joke. That still comes from a long time ago. But they had to get Sophie to call me. I wasn't there. And I was drugged up. Don't you know it? And they made me sign paperwork. I don't understand it. Sophie was that me and somebody. I don't know. Sophie's going to Minnesota. Maybe it won't work now, but I don't know how this works. Maybe I guess that doesn't matter. But she's going to be in Minnesota. Me and somebody. I need to do a power of attorney with somebody, so that if I'm ever again like that, I don't make stupid decisions. I should have gotten the Roto-Rooter back then, but I told him no because I was out of it. They had me drugged up on freaking hydrocodone, freaking morphine. I was messed up. I was in another land of happiness. No, they kept having me. Just wanted to sleep. I had blood coming out of my mouth. Blood coming out of my nose. Excuse me. I had that tube in there. They were having me sign paperwork about. Do you want us to do this at the same time? No, I want you to get the fuck out of my face. But I have PTSD. So it's about 50,000 times worse now. They tried to. They said, I remember them saying, barely remember this. They said, Daryl, if you don't calm down, we're gonna put the little things on you to cuff me down. And I told him, I said, go ahead and try to see what happens. You're about to make a real mistake. Hope you have extra doctors here. You're not gonna time me now. That comes from childhood. That comes from a long time ago. I don't know something from that. It's just when I feel like I'm being suppressed like that, it does something inside me. I am 10 times stronger than I am. And I promise you, when I'm like that, it's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's scary. That's why I know myself. That's why I have to have the right people around me. If I have the wrong type of people, the kind of volatile people around me, it's not good. If I know you drink too much, it's not good. I want a lot of me time. That's a nice way to say. I can hang out with people, but people begin to start interjecting their stuff on me, especially with stuff like this, when this is all mine anyway. And that's why me and Duan and Sophia and Denise and even Lori, Anna here, we all work well together because we try to help each other. We all have different versions, we have different things that we do, different aspects of things we do. Be not mistaken, though, I run this. This is mine. And I've earned it because I never had any control before. I never had any control over my life. And control of your life involves love. You can't control anything in your life without it. And for a Christian, you guys got to understand, love is defined by God, not by man. Love has never been, will never be, an emotion, and I want you to prove it to me. If you start quoting psychiatry stuff like that, I'll boot you out of this chat. Straight up. I want you to show me in the Bible. I want you to hear about the human brain. I want you to show me in the Bible where God said that love is an emotion. In fact, I want you to show me an example in the Old Testament in which you can prove to me Rachel and Jacob loved each other from the beginning. They had lust towards each other from the beginning. Sure, Rachel was fine. What about Abraham and Sarah? Sarah was jealous. Sarah was a bit of a controlling wife. In fact, if you want to know an example of a bad marriage, Abraham and Sarah was a bad one. That was before the law of Moses. There's no law, so the way they treated Haggai was bad. That's bad business, man. God never approved of that. That's why God blessed her. That's what the Arabs claim, that they come from Abraham. Muslims. Because they do. They know their own history. They're not lying to you. Well, you kicked a pregnant woman out into the desert. What a godly act. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna let you guys go. These subjects that we talk about are not easy. These aren't what flavor ice cream you have. Some days they are, but most days they're not. You guys might take this as like, how do you say? You guys might take this stuff as like, well, there's this answer, there's lots of answers. People have all sorts of answers. The point is, it's your decision. It's you. It's your decision who you love. It's your decision who you don't want to associate with. And don't let anybody control that decision. It has to be based upon facts and logic. If you choose to give a person a chance that maybe doesn't deserve it, they need to understand that that's grace and mercy, that you have no obligation to be friends with a person who is a certain way. You have no obligation to marry a person out of force or because mommy and daddy think you should marry this person because it's good for the family. I know how many times that happens. And whenever something happens bad and your significant other passes away, you're thinking about remarrying, they don't have to be like your ex-husband. They can be different. It's okay. It doesn't make your ex-husband bad. It doesn't make this new person bad. But it's your decision. Truly. So, be safe when you're traveling tonight. I didn't realize Sophia would be home that early. You know, Sophia likes monkeys, right? Or excuse me, likes bananas, right? That makes her like a monkey. Denise is a Miko. What's going on with that? I don't understand. Makes no sense. Little monkeys. Makes me sad. Banana eating little things. Anyway, you know Sophia's gonna kick my ass, right? I'm just saying. I'm safe now because Anna's here. And then will you sleep over tonight? I'm afraid. Hey, would you like to go for a ride? I'm not coming back. Okay. So, so be safe when you're traveling tonight. Be safe when you get there. Make sure you warn people when you come home early during people's live streams. Just saying. So, you never know what you're going to get. You never know if you have a thought process buying things and that maybe you had things planned out and it utterly gets ruined. It's smashed. You guys ever see the first testing of the atomic bomb? Like that. I have become death, the destroyer of worlds. Be understanding of people, of other people. Be understanding from their perspective. Be understanding that if you do come home early from work, that maybe you should send a text first, and that other people might be doing something very important to their life, and that you make that person sad. I don't know anybody that would do something like that. It's such a terrible act. God, I need a studio so bad, y'all. I need something with a closed door. With a closed door. Did I invite the Bronx Zoo here? No. Okay. If you ain't helping, go. Freaking. Hi, my name's Sophia. I like mangoes. Whatever. So sad, y'all. It really is. So anyway, but be understanding one another. Not just from your perspective, but from theirs. Be understanding of yourself, that sometimes you realize that you have a fuck of a lot more tolerance than you thought you did. And you allow so much stuff in your life that just should be not there. Someday, y'all, I'm going to move to Himalayas. and I'm gonna just like, I'm gonna give this to somebody else. I'm gonna move to the Himalayas, and some person will have to fly in from a helicopter and drop in and inform me about my business from the Himalayas, so that so they won't interrupt my yak milking. You know, y'all all try so hard, right? I don't even deserve it. All of my friends do this to me, by the way. There's a train going down the track. Hey, look, mommy, look at the trees, mommy. Look, oh my God, we're crashing. Death, destruction, Hurricane Sophia. Anyway, remember that life is fleeting, and sometimes that you're on a live video, and that life is fleeting, and that sometimes people will make you wish life was real short, like real short. I wish life was real short right now. I need a studio so bad. So bad. God, do you have any love for me? Any love for me? Just like, I don't know. Turn me into like I'd like to be like a rabbit. They look fun. They get to hop around. Why do I have to be human? No, kid it. Humans. Alright. What? It's my, like, if you guys watch Star Trek, it's my, what do they call it? Spirit animal? I don't know my spirit animals are right. Yeah, Captain Janeway's was a lizard. I want a lizard too. I just want people to just like respect like just things about my life. Sometimes I have 2 phones, two phones. Can you please? By the way, one is right there that just doesn't ring ever. Okay, I apologize. I do apologize for the degradation of my character. It is not my problem that I have a bunch of fart knockers as friends, and they always ruin my stuff. I have a good life, and go and procreate, do something with your life, have kids, get on welfare. It's good for you. All right. So tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow though, I'm going to have to see. Tomorrow it'll be me and Anna again. Hopefully me and Anna will have discussed something useful for the video, so I can discuss that. And I want to have people. Actually, wait. Anna can't come over tomorrow. Can't come over tomorrow, dude. Let's talk about that. It's 4th of July, dude. You're fat. Maybe. Well, I'll talk to Sylvia. Not in counseling. Not doing counseling. I'm not going to do counseling on 4th of July. No, I won't do it. Counselors don't even do counseling on 4th of July. Why do I got to? I just told you I was a rabbit. Whatever, dude. Why women always gotta be giving me attitude? Whatever. Love you guys. Behave yourself. May the Lord light guide you in all things. Oh, happy 4th of July if you celebrate that ignorant holiday. Okay? I'm a Texan. Let the Americans celebrate whatever they want to. I used to be American until I realized what it is. No. Y'all run y'all's country, by the way. That's why everybody moves here. Because Texas is the greatest ever. That is my politics for the evening. Have a good day. Bye-bye. No. My life.
Denise said goodbye already. She was like, be safe, have a good night, rest, guys. That was a good talk. That was like 10 minutes ago.
No, remember, she is 4, 5. It is.
That was a long line.
That was a long lie because